Hi everybody, Tracy Brown. Hope you're having a good day. This is Chuck. He's my lion-hearted, ferocious man in a Chihuahua body. He's on my lap because if he's not, he will take off chasing after everything that moves. And it's too hot and I don't feel like chasing him around. But he wanted to be outside with me, so he's here. Not meant to be a cuteness factor, but maybe he is too. I'm not sure. But anyway, he's a good boy. I wanted to talk to you all about the ebb and flow of things, meaning, in diet culture, it teaches us that there is a wrong way to be eating and a wrong amount to be eating or thing or food group to avoid or whatever. And so it takes us out of our innate bodily wisdom and teaches us that there's rules to follow and ways to get it right or wrong with our eating and which robs us of trust. So it's obviously quite a disorganizing and not attuned thing to do, but also quite cruel, to be honest, because this is an analogy I've used a lot over the years, is that hunger and fullness, knowing your hunger and fullness, can be as predictable as if you've ever been to the ocean and you watch the waves come in and you watch the waves go back out. So for every time that you eat, there is going to be a corresponding at some point. At some point, if you eat, you're going to have some full. So you eat, you're going to have some fullness, and it's going to go back out, which means after a certain amount of time, you're going to be hungry. If we follow the diet culture way of living, it's you can try to trick yourself into not being hungry with all kinds of tricks, which I'm not going to name because that's not cool. But you all know what they are if you're doing it or if you have done it. So I just want to put it out there to you that if you eat a meal and you get good and full, know that it's predictable and it's almost like it's law that you're going to get hungry at some point again. So even if it's Thanksgiving full dinner, you are going to get full. It might take you longer than usual if you get really, really full, but you're going to get hungry again. It's guaranteed. So I know things are slightly skewed for people who are listening to this who have some gastroparesis going on or some slowed motility or whatever. But the thing is, you're still going to have an energy needs to get met, even if you don't quite feel as hungry as you normally might. But again, that's totally workaroundable. That can be healed. We can deal with that. But for most of us who are listening, watching, and work through this process or are working through it, it's normal. Let's say if you went back to doing hunger fullness work and you applied that to the food that you're eating when you're trying to restrict. So let's say on the hunger scale, a diet meal you would have eaten, let's say 2 days ago or 2 years ago or whatever, would have taken you from hungry to a 6, which is I feel some food in my belly, but I could definitely eat more. I'm not totally satisfied per se, but it's just this acknowledgement that there's some food here, but it's not going to last long. And this happens to people a lot, is that they'll say, well, I ate till I thought I was full, and why am I hungry again in 2 hours? And they might be beating themselves up, feel guilty, have shame. And it's well, wait a minute. And I'll look at people and feel you went only to this level of fullness, which is predictable that tide's going to come back out and only allow you to have about 2 hours worth of fuel. So it's not that you did something wrong. It's just that you only gave yourself 2 hours worth of fuel. And that always contradicts what the diet and voice in our heads tells us to do. Just eat enough to get by. Which is the problem and the violence of dieting, is that it's not out for your greater good, or it's not there for you to feel like you're thriving. It's only about how is it that you can use the fantasy of getting smaller to hopefully fix something in your life, your feelings, for protection or for acceptance or whatever. And I'm not saying that at least some of that doesn't happen on some level. It's just not a full way to live, and it's not definitely a way that's in your full, your highest good, or a very sovereign way to do things. And that's not a judgment. I've done it. I've totally done it too. But it's more about if you feel like you should stop eating and then you get angry about being hungry again, look at that. Like, what makes you angry about being hungry? That's just like the ocean tides coming in and out. It's going to happen over and over and over again. And so this goes to the other end of fullness. Like, let's say you like, I don't know when I'm full. I don't know when I'm full. I definitely would suggest then you slow down. Slow down imagine you have got a dial in your chest. So slow down 1 degree more and see what I notice. And that might mean you take more opportunities to check in more often in your day. That might mean that you notice that the hardest part of the day for you to notice the fullness is in the evening. So you put in some alone time to just check in more, or do some more journaling, or check in with like, what is actually going on that I bypass that purposely or not purposely. So I'm losing my little chihuahua here. He's trying to get ready to chase something. I'll let him go and see what happens. So anyway, I just want to put that out there to you all, that hunger and fullness is predictable in terms of you will get hungry and you will get some level of fullness, and you'll get hungry again, depending on the hours in between and how much you ate. So thank you for watching. If you have more questions, please put them down there for me below. And I'm here to help you feel more, I guess, in trust with your body. Take care. Bye.